Kundo, Age of Rampant takes place in 1862, during the late Joseon era, a period of social and economic upheaval in Korea. It was also a period of intense despotism. Poverty, hunger, and death were common as a result of ongoing natural calamities and bad harvests. The aristocracy ruled the country and was solely concerned with their own wealth, exploiting and persecuting the poor. One day, a high-ranking official hosted a lavish party at his home, where many invited guests presented him with numerous gifts. The guests presented the official with gifts one by one, some of which were extremely nice elephant tusks and others binoculars. The party was highly exciting, and the large number of visitors reflected the official's power and respect. Meanwhile, the conditions outside the official's residence were diametrically opposed to the excitement of the celebration. A number of starving commoners gathered there, requesting the official to give them some food. Inside the residence, the official was accompanied by a guy named Lee Ta-ki, one of the public officers who attended the party, and they were walking to the room where the official would keep some of the gifts he had received. But when he entered the room, someone wearing a mask was already present. The official was startled and requested Ta-ki for assistance. However, it was discovered that Ta-ki had conspired with the masked man. Meanwhile, outside the house, a woman named Mei-hang was seen drinking alongside the guards. Mei-hang was joking when he accidentally hit a guard, causing a ruckus. This appears to have been part of a heist operation carried out by the Kundo fighters, which included Ta-ki and Mei-hang. They raided corrupt authorities and then distributed their riches to the defenseless and destitute. In addition, they would execute corrupt officials. While the king was helpless to stop them, Kundo became a source of fear for undeserving nobles and a beacon of hope in the lives of long-suffering citizens. The picture then cuts to a man named Dolmuchi, a humble butcher. Every day, Dolmuchi sliced up animal flesh and brought it to the mansions of aristocrats and officials. Dolmuchi sent raw beef to the residence of a wealthy lord whose son had suddenly passed away. Dolmuchi was then offered a position by Jo-yoon, one of the noble's sons. Jo-yoon openly urged Dolmuchi to kill a woman who lived in a temple in the mountains. Dolmuchi, feeling like a lowly butcher, accepted the task since he couldn't refuse a request from the noble's son, who was far more powerful than him. In the evening, Dolmuchi went straight to work, sneaking into the shrine in question and searching every room for the woman. Dolmuchi finally arrived in a room where a woman was sleeping. Slowly, Dolmuchi entered the room, brandishing his knife and intending to murder the woman. However, concerns formed in him when he wished to take someone's life, so Dolmuchi simply stood there. Not long after, the woman awoke unexpectedly, astonished to witness Dolmuchi's presence. Dolmuchi fled the chamber in terror, only to be stopped by a guy named Dang Chu. The man then told Dolmuchi not to repeat his acts, but he ignored him and walked away. When Dolmuchi got home, he was hailed by Jo-yoon's butler and one of his bodyguards, who instantly inquired as to whether or not the woman had been killed. Dolmuchi then stated that he couldn't kill the woman, especially after learning that she was pregnant. Dolmuchi also returned the advance payment made by Jo-yoon when he accepted the job. After discovering that Dolmuchi had opted not to follow out his orders to kill the woman, Jo-yoon dispatched a bunch of thugs to burn down Dolmuchi's house and attack him. Dolmuchi's mother and younger sister were not spared. Dolmuchi, his mother, and his younger sister were then kept inside the house as the thugs set fire to it. Dolmuchi attempted to rise up to save his family, but the flames spread quickly and destroyed everything. The next day, it was revealed that Dolmuchi had survived the fire, but his mother and younger sister had died. His rage boiled over at that very moment as a result of his family's demise. Dolmuchi rushes to Jo-yoon's residence and challenges him to a fight. However, Dolmuchi was unaware that Jo-yoon was no ordinary noble. The man was an excellent fighter and swordsman, so Jo-yoon could easily defeat Dolmuchi. The guards immediately took Dolmuchi into custody for raising a scene during Jo-yoon's stepbrother's burial. That night, as Dolmuchi was ready to be executed, a number of people rushed in and attacked the guards and the executioner who was preparing to behead him. They were members of Kundo who arrived to save Dolmuchi and promptly brought him to their hideout, which was situated between two mountains and isolated from the outer world. When Dolmuchi awoke, he met with Kundo members, one of which was Dang Chu, whom he had met in the temple just before killing a woman on Jo-yoon's orders. Dolmuchi was even more astonished when he ran across the woman he was ready to assassinate under Jo-yoon's orders. The woman turned out to be the wife of Jo-yoon's late stepbrother, who had died some time earlier. Jo-yoon directed Dolmuchi to murder his stepbrother's wife since she was pregnant with his family's future heir. Zhou Yun aspired to be the sole heir. Thus he planned to eliminate anyone who stood in his way of achieving that authority, including an unborn child. Zhou Yun's plot failed because Dolmuchi refused to kill the woman, especially because she was now under Kundo's protection. One of the Kundo members, Daho, then invited Dolmuchi to join Kundo. Dolmuchi accepted the offer and joined Kundo in order to avenge the deaths of his mother and younger sister at the hands of Zhou Yun, as well as to help the commoners who were in desperate need. Dolmuchi then began training in the bamboo grove with the goal of becoming a great warrior capable of matching Zhou Yun. Meanwhile, Zhou Yun, a dishonest aristocrat, appeared to be benevolent by providing loans to the needy. When they were unable to return the debt, Zhou Yun would seize the impoverished people's land, which was out of proportion to the amount he provided. Zhou Yun prepared a letter of agreement, which they had to sign before applying for a loan. Zhou Yun was able to own enormous amounts of farmland by exploiting the ignorance of the poor, the majority of whom were illiterate. Zhou Yun then relayed his success to his father, who appeared dissatisfied with Zhou Yun's success, which had been achieved by oppressing the poor. Deng Chu, along with two Kundo members named Shunbo and Jimsan, came across Zhou Yun's farm and met him. Deng Chu warned Zhou Yun not to persecute the poor further. Zhou Yun, on the other hand, responded with dignity, warning him not to meddle in other people's business or face the consequences. Deng Chu and the others then returned to their hiding location and talked with the other Kundo members how to assist the poor people suffering from their debt bondage to Zhou Yun, which may not be resolved. Dolmuchi then agreed to meet Zhou Yun alone and kill him. However, the other Kundo members immediately opposed the notion since Dolmuchi was acting just for revenge, which was too hazardous. Following a lengthy conversation, Daho and the Kundo members began to create a strategy to eliminate Zhou Yun's persecution. On the other hand, Zhou Yun's stepsister-in-law gave birth to a newborn boy, but the mother died shortly afterward. The Kundo members' first objective was to cause commotion surrounding Zhou Yun's residence. After that, Taki and numerous Kundo members, including Dolmuchi, would masquerade themselves as palace guards and volunteer to protect Zhou Yun's home from intruders. Zhou Yun weighed the offer carefully, studying the features of the royal soldiers who were about to guard his home. Zhou Yun briefly looked into Dolmuchi's eyes, but did not recognize him. On the other side, looking directly at Zhou Yun triggered Dolmuchi's rage, and he nearly pulled his sword. But Dolmuchi eventually managed to hold back and keep to his strategy. Zhou Yun accepted the offer of the guards who were eager to safeguard his home. That night, Dolmuchi storms into Zhou Yun's chamber, and the two engage in a furious fight in which Dolmuchi demonstrates stronger fighting abilities than before. However, Dolmuchi lacked the necessary toughness to match Zhou Yun's attacks, and he was repeatedly overwhelmed by them. When Zhou Yun is taken off guard, Dolmuchi seizes the chance to flee the scene on horseback, leaving the city. But Zhou Yun didn't just let Dolmuchi flee, he pursued the man, driving slowly away from his home. It turned out that the Kundo members had planned both the attack and Dolmuchi's escape. When Zhou Yun was not present, the other Kundo members went into his house, overpowered the guards, stole farm produce and supplies, and then donated them to the needy who desperately needed assistance. On the other side, Dolmuchi continues to lead Zhou Yun into traps set by the other Kundo members, who are already preparing to kill Zhou Yun. When Dolmuchi and the other Kundo members arrived at the designated location, they surrounded Zhou Yun and attacked him. However, they are no match for Zhou Yun, whose combat ability still much outstrips that of the Kundo members. Even Dolmuchi was gravely injured during the battle with Zhou Yun, so Mei Haiyang had to carry him away from the scene and get him treated as soon as possible in order to save his life. Meanwhile, after Zhou Yun defeats the other members of Kundo, Daho appears and engages in a hard one-on-one combat with him. However, Daho, who turns out to be one of the best Kundo fighters, is easily defeated by Zhou Yun, who is an excellent swordsman. Even though Zhou Yun was at a loss for a time, he was eventually able to turn things around and slay Daho using his sword. Mei Haiyang then takes Dolmuchi into town, informing Deng Chu and the rest of the Kundo that they were unable to beat Zhou Yun and that their colleagues had been slaughtered. Hearing this, Deng Chu resolves to return to the location where they had trapped Zhou Yun, hoping that his friends would live. But when Deng Chu arrived, he saw that none of his companions had survived. After burying Daho and the rest of the Kundo members, Deng Chu is startled by the sight of Zhou Yun, who apprehends him and takes him away. Zhou then tortures Deng Chu to obtain information on the Kundo members' hiding places and deeds. However, he chose to remain silent and reveal nothing to Zhou. Zhou, not at a loss for words, then assembled the poor individuals who had accepted assistance from Kundo members and punished them. Zhou brought several impoverished people before Deng Chu and threatened to kill them all if he continued to insist on silence. Zhou asked Deng Chu again about the location of the Kundo members' hiding, but he remained mute. Finally, Zhou verified his threat by killing one of the poor people. Deng Chu was forced to speak up rather than witness more innocent impoverished people fall victim to Zhou abuse. The next day, inside the hideout, Dolmuchi appears to be resting, healing from his injuries from the struggle with Zhou. Mei Hang, who was caring for Zhou's stepbrother's baby child, was caught off guard when a flaming arrow was fired at them. Not long later, fire arrows began to rain down on the Kundo members' hideouts and the commoners they were protecting. Zhou and his thugs then stormed into the Kundo members' hideout and attacked them mercilessly. Mei Hang attempts to save the children from the attack. After getting them to safety, Mei Hang carries the infant boy on her back and joins the fight against Zhou and his goons. However, Zhou quickly discovered that the baby boy in Mei Hang's arms was the kid of his stepbrother, the true heir. Zhou raced to take the infant boy from Mei Hang's arms and bring him home. Meanwhile, Mei Hang remains motionless as Zhou picks up the baby boy and departs the splintered and burned-out house. Zhou's ambition to become the sole heir stems from his want to be recognized by his father. Zhou's father had always regarded him an illegitimate child. Zhou's mother is not a legal wife, but because Zhou's father had not previously had a son, Zhou was brought home and loved and cared for by him. However, this irritated the father's legal wife, who made every effort to secure a boy as the legal heir. After a few years, they have a son, a legal heir, and Zhou is no longer as loved and cared for as he once was. As a result, when Zhou saw his father looking so happy while hugging his newborn grandson, he became resentful and enraged since the father continued to refuse to accept him as his real son and establish the infant boy as his legitimate heir. Zhou, enraged, murdered his own father. Dolmuchi and Tadke, who survived Zhou's and his minions' attack, resolved to exact revenge on Zhou for the deaths of their friends. Dolmuchi arrives in town and shoots the guards as the poor people gather to stand trial for stealing from Zhou and assisting the Kundo members. Tadke, on the other hand, infiltrates the common people and rallies them against the oppression and brutality of corrupt authorities who consistently mistreat the poor and make them miserable. The poor people, enraged, flocked to protest the persecution and successfully drove the guards away. Meanwhile, Zhou is cradling his stepbrother's son and does not appear to have the heart to kill the child. But then Dolmuchi and the impoverished people arrive and demand justice from Zhou, and Zhou engages in a violent fight with Dolmuchi. While holding the baby, Zhou confronts Dolmuchi alone. They continue to fight until they reach the bamboo forest, where Dolmuchi aims at Zhou and almost strikes the infant boy. Realizing this, Zhou reflexively stopped the infant boy from being slashed by Dolmuchi's sword, but the sword eventually sliced his own neck. Zhou was gravely hurt by Dolmuchi's sword slashing his throat, and he died after a commoner stabbed his heart from behind. Zhou's persecution and harshness stopped. However, Zhou is just one of many unscrupulous officials that behave arbitrarily against ordinary citizens. At the very least, Zhou's death at the hands of commoners will make corrupt officials reconsider oppressing and abusing the commoners. This film depicts how crooked politicians and wealthy aristocracy persecute commoners solely for the purpose of personal gain and wealth accumulation. Kundo was created in response to the people's suffering, and they banded together to fight cruelty and oppression, even if it meant giving up their own lives. Kundo teaches us to be brave in the face of injustice and oppression, as well as to constantly support the poor and in need.